If you think there's nothing to do in Newcastle and Lawrence County, then think again. Always stay connected to NCTV 45 to receive the information on events going on in and around the area on a daily basis. Programs to view are Newswatch, The Morning Show, and Community Happenings. NCTV 45 takes pride in bringing you the event and organization info that you want. NCTV 45 is the #1 media source locally. NCTV 45, anytime on your time. NCTV 45, The Train, anytime on your time.
Hello and welcome once again to NCTV 45 and this Newswatch News Brief. Currently I have on the phone John Pace, and John is from and I want you to say the organization. I don't want to mess it up.
It's Bikers for Trump, Boots on the Ground.
Bikers for Trump, Boots on the Ground. Now, can you tell us a little bit about the rally that you're having?
Yeah, Bikers for Trump, Boots on the Ground, in association with Bikers for America, is putting on a 9/11 commemorative rally this Saturday. Part of what we're talking about is we're commemorating, what's happened. We're talking about the senseless deaths of all the first responders, as well as the citizens that we've had that died during that day as a result of terrorism. And we're trying to talk about the unity that was in place in America the day after, the 9/12 unity that existed, and how we really need to kind of come together today with that type of unity in our nation.
Now, that being said, it's been the understanding here that you've run into some problems with that.
Yeah, we've run into quite a few problems. Originally, the rally was being led by Act for America. They bowed out of it whenever they started getting terroristic threats from a group named Antifa, who's been responsible for a lot of the problems we've had in the nation. And this was taken over by, of course, Bikers for Trump, Boots on the Ground, and Bikers for America. But we've been trying to get a permit since, 7/11, and we've been unable to get it one. And that's actually changed today, so I'll update that in a minute. But basically, despite requesting permits, we weren't given the permit applications. We were made to file bogus statements with the commissioner's office. We were run around by the mayor's office, and it wasn't until the end of August when it was brought to my attention that I called up the commissioners and was told that they weren't going to give us a permit. I told them point blank that the United States Supreme Court has held that they are not allowed to issue a heckler's vote against us and shut us down for whatever reason. They need to allow us to file for that permit, and that they were acting outside of what they're legally allowed to do. And that was Steve Craig I was talking to at the time, who was one of the county commissioners over there. Steve Craig agreed that, in fact, it was a heckler's vote that he was talking about, and that would be illegal. So he immediately sent me over to Chief Salem's office, and Chief Salem quickly gave me a permit application. No problems, no questions. We filled it out. We filed it back with Chief Salem. He said he was going to go ahead and sign it, so no problems with it. We talked to the district attorney over there, Josh Lamancuso, and he also said that he didn't see any problems with any of this. As a matter of fact, he was kind of excited we were doing the rally. But we ran apparently, although I don't have this firsthand, but apparently told the sheriff he signed the permit and he didn't. We were also told that the commissioners were fast-tracking a set of rules that were going to apply to us specifically. We were going to be the first group they were going to require to comply with these new rules they were fast-tracking. and they wouldn't give us a copy of it when we requested it. Since that time, and this has happened this week, they passed these new rules on Tuesday. We've now gotten the permit. The mayor signed the permit application after the rules for the county were passed. And I imagine the reason he delayed it is because he wanted to make sure that these new county regulations were going to be placed directly against us for the rally. So we have the first permit in hand, which is a Newcastle permit. We don't have the county commissioner's permit. The problem with it is, and we looked at the rules, and the county commissioner's rules are, quite frankly, just so illegal and unconstitutional, it's just ridiculous. We have talked with Josh Lamacuso, and who was the district attorney over there, and he agreed with us. The rules are completely illegal. The county is requiring us to indemnify all county officials against their criminal activities. The county is also requiring us to provide our own security and crowd control. And the county is further saying that we have to say that we will pay for any and all damages, even criminal actions from anybody who may be in the area not associated with the rally. Quite frankly, we didn't sign it. We didn't file the application. And the district attorney over there said he thinks we'd be a fool if we did. So I spoke with the county admin concerning the matter, and said that we weren't really going to have much choice but to file criminal charges against county officials and the mayor, and file a civil suit against them for violation of our rights under color of law, which is a federal charge, believe it or not.
Yeah.
We're told that, we could run that rally anyways. These rules didn't apply to us. And I said, that's fine. That was really great. I says, please put that in writing and have the county commissioner sign it and send it to me, and we'll call it a done deal. We were told by the county administrator they would not put it in writing, and they were not going to send it to us. So they've told us that that it's fine, but whenever it comes down to actually standing behind it in writing, they won't. So it was our opinion that they were going to try to come in and shut us down on September 9th. And so that's kind of where it sits. We're still moving forward. We are filing criminal charges with the Department of Justice, Civil Rights Division, and I will be going up later today to file suit in federal court and ask for a special injunction to be issued against the commissioners in Lawrence County and suspending their rules as they're trying to apply them to us.
Okay, now, in that, I don't know if you saw, there was, and I will use the word alleged letter, copy of the letter that went to the mayor's office. Okay.
The one with the 100 and some signatures on it?
Yeah.
100 some organizations listed, yes.
Yes. These organizations, have they filed petition that you know of?
No. They sent an informal letter to the mayor saying that we were white supremacists, and they gave a whole bunch of information about hate crimes in America, which all have nothing to do with us. We're not white supremacists. We're not associated with any of those people, and quite frankly, that's not what the rally's about. But it was obviously just an idea, an attempt to slam us with the new buzzword of racism and supremacy. But what they urged the mayor to do was to come out and publicly make statements against the rally, against the commemorative rally, and the mayor did, according to the newspaper articles that we saw.
Yes, and let me read. We urge you, and that was the mayor, to issue a statement to send a strong message that every person is welcome in your city and has the right to feel secure regardless of how they worship and where they're from or who they love. Furthermore, we ask You acknowledge all American Muslims have been essentially part of the fabric of society since the nation was founded. And then he goes on, the author of the letter, the members of your community, Muslims and non-Muslims alike, must be reassured of this bigotry. And so far, what I haven't gotten any sense that this rally for America commemorating 9/11 had anything to do with those statements. Shouldn't even been made. I mean, it was a terrorist act.
Right, it was a terrorist act, and what we're talking about is terrorism in and of itself cannot be allowed to continue. We've not stated, nor will we ever state, that terrorism is the exclusive domain of one group of people, because quite frankly, it's not. Anybody who tries to use violence for political gains to scare people into making some political change due to that violence is a terrorist. It doesn't matter whether you're Antifa, which is the domestic terrorist group we've got going on right now, or whether it's some other type of attack. It's all terrorism.
Yes, and there are a large number of names here that go down. A very large number of names. I couldn't even read them all. Okay, but it's kind of amazing. I want to thank you for your time calling in and being able to tell us a little bit about this. Now, the rally is still going on, and it's Saturday, correct?
That is correct. The rally is still going on, and it's Saturday.
Behind
I believe it's 12 to 3.
12 to 3 in the courthouse parking lot?
It is in the courthouse parking lot. We have talked to the chief of police. They are providing security, and as far as they're concerned, everything is going to continue on. The sheriff and the police will be working in a joint effort to make sure that things are secure and nothing gets out of hand.
Thank you so much for your time and effort and commemoration of 9/11. God bless. Be safe. And we'll talk to you whenever you get a chance. Feel free to call in to NCTV 45. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. Now, we're going to be right back after this. Special thanks to Butts, Flowers, Gifts, and More in downtown Newcastle for their support and funding of this program. Butts Flowers, downtown Newcastle.
There's more than meets the eye. You gotta give them a Newcastle a try. The right small town for living. Look around.
After conducting that interview, I thought that it was appropriate to read the letter. Now, the letter had been in our possession for some time, and the letter was addressed to Mayor Anthony G. Mastrangelo, 230 North Jefferson Street. The letter goes on. Dear Mayor Mastrangelo, we the undersigned, national and local civil rights, faith-based, human rights, and community organizations write to ask you to join us in publicly embracing our nation's core values of pluralism, religious freedom for all, while firmly rejecting the forces of hate, bigotry that seek to divide us. As you may be aware, Act for America, the nation's largest anti-Muslim hate group, called for a protest in Newcastle as part of a coordinated series of protests over 60 cities September 9th, timed near the anniversary of the September 11th attack. ACT branded these events as America First rallies to explicitly target Muslims at a time when hatred and bigotry have swept the nation. ACT announced this week that it is canceling the rallies for September. This suggests that ACT fears a backlash in likely event that white supremacists participate in the rallies and threaten to participate or perpetrate violence. And the word was perpetrate. Threaten or perpetrate violence. ACT's support for bigotry is overt, and it is documented history of attracting white nationalist support. ACT's founder, Bridget Gabriel, regularly vilifies Muslims, claiming that Muslims cannot be loyal to the United States. She also once said that every participating Muslim is a radical Muslim, and that Muslims are natural, treated to civilized people of the world. Natural threat to civilized people of the world. This is, and I want to make sure I get every word as I'm glancing off to the side. Particularly Western society. Both she and ACT have had a long history of promoting policies at the federal and state levels intended to manufacture fear of Muslims. ACT similar rallies on June 10th of this year that not only attracted anti-Muslim activists but also hosted armed militia type groups, white nationalists. At least two of ACT's scheduled protests for September 9th featured organizers who openly embraced nationalism. As the country recently witnessed in Charlottesville, rallies organized to promote bigotry similar to events planned for September 9th can lead to states of emergency, physical violence, and even murder. Horrific events in Charlottesville occurred despite a prepared response from the state and local officials and law enforcement. Although ACT has removed its endorsement and branding from the rallies that may take place, many of the rallies have been organized and may continue with or without ACT's brand. In light of this possibility and recent events, we urge you to unequivocally condemn white supremacists and anti-Muslim hatred and make it clear that bigotry and violence are not welcome in Newcastle. We are deeply concerned, it goes on, we are deeply concerned about the type of message that anti-Muslim protest sends to the American public and to the good people of your city. That it is acceptable to vilify people simply because of their faith. Between 2014 and 2015, FBI statistics, okay, and I want to get this, indicates that hate crimes against Muslims increased by 67%. Biased, motivated violence continues to target Muslims, Shiites, Arabs, and South Asians in a number of communities. Just this year alone, there have been numerous murders of individuals who are Muslims and were targeted by anti-Muslim bigotry, and regardless of their religion. In addition, several mosques around the country have been threatened by arson, targeted by arson. Incidents like these do not occur in a vacuum. Anti-Muslim bigotry and violence is being fueled by hate rhetoric and discriminatory policies at the highest level of the government. The current atmosphere has also been contributed to an environment in which children are the target of anti-Muslim statements, sometimes rising to the level of discrimination, intimidation, harassment, impacting their right to attend school without fear. Now, it goes on to say, more than ever, we must come together to support these viewpoints and groups that seek to divide us. Please do not stay silent in the face of bigotry and hate. As Americans take cues from their elected representatives, you are in a powerful position as a leader in your city to reject hatred and bigotry inspired by ACT. We urge you to issue a statement to send a strong message. Now, here's where, and I'm not going to paraphrase, I'm going to read this and pay particular attention, because basically, in my opinion, they're telling the mayor what to say. We urge you to issue a statement to send a strong message that every person is welcome in your city and has a right to feel secure regardless of how they worship, where they are from, or who they love. Moreover, we ask you to acknowledge that American Muslims have been part of the fabric of our society since before our nation was founded. The members of your community, Muslim and non-Muslim alike, must be assured that bigotry and hatred and prejudice against individuals of a group based on their faith, gender identity, ethnicity, nationality, race, sexual orientation, or disability status will not be tolerated. We look forward to hearing from you and hope we can work closely with you in the future to positively engage all communities. Please contact, and forgive me, this Madah Hussein with Muslim activists, and he gives an email address, or Lindsay Schnuber with the Center for New Community with any questions to discuss this further. Thank you in advance for your partnership and principal leadership. And then it goes on to list pages of the undersigned here. Now, what seems to be troubling, and if you listen to the first part and then listened to the letter seems to be telling a public official to append or not allow freedom of speech by another group. Now, definitely, and regardless of who the letter's from, that cannot be done. It is a true problem and concern when that comes through. Now, that's the reason for the action of the first gentleman that we had on Newswatch. Now, we're going to take this break. I felt that you had to have the letter to understand the interview. And don't go away. We'll be right back. This program furnished by a grant from May Landscaping and Lawn Service. Affordable prices, no job too big or small, general and skilled labor. May Landscaping. program was provided through funding from Cedars Restaurant in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. A special thanks to Cedars, featuring Middle Eastern, Italian, and American cuisine. Hello and welcome once again to the Cedars Sports Corner. And let's jump on Major League Baseball, and then we'll take a look at all the football going on, and there's a lot. Yes, we have entered that time of home stretch pennant runs, and football and basketball, hockey on the cusp of beginning. So, with no further ado, Chicago's at Pittsburgh. Let's go Bucks, even though most of the season seems to be over now. Cleveland's at Chicago. Philadelphia, Washington, interesting matchup there. Cincinnati at New York. Miami at Atlanta. And you will have the Twinkies. They'll be playing the Kansas City Royals. St. Louis will be at San Diego, and the late game features Colorado at the Dodgers. Now, over in college football, Thursday being a college football night, Idaho State takes on Utah State, and that's an 8 p.m. start, and that will be on, well, I guess you'll be watching that on the internet, as they have no national TV feed. But other college football matchups: Memphis at University of Central Florida, Oklahoma State at South Alabama, and yes, Ohio. The Bobcats will be taking on the Purdue Boilermakers. That's on Fox Sports 1. The other game, ESPN 2 for the Oklahoma State game. So just a whole bunch of great football there, and just in time to spring out and get to, yes, the NFL. And, I told you, lots of football in store for you. Now, as we get, my monitor decided to give me a little twist and turn. The NFL schedule pits the Kansas City Chiefs at the New England Patriots, and I can only say one thing: let's go Chiefs. And then we'll get to the weekend matchups on Friday as it draws a little bit closer. Now, that was the Cedar Sports Corner, and we'll be right back after this time. Funding for this program furnished by Big Paulie's Sports Bar, Long Avenue, Newcastle. This program made possible by a grant from Melva's Deja Vu, where everything old is new again. Always good to see you on Newswatch. Governor Wolf announces investment in workforce training at Community College of Allegheny County to help workers get the skills they need in demand for jobs. Tom Wolf joined Allegheny County Executive Rich Fitzgerald and CCAC leaders to announce a partnership to fund construction of a new workshop training center at Allegheny's campus. We know that all the jobs exist from workers with the right skills, and this state and local partnerships will create a hub for training and STEM education for generations of students who compete in the economy, said Wolf. Projects like this are critical to enabling the Pittsburgh regional economy to continue to grow. This new center will provide technical education and training that we know employers demand. Our community colleges are an investment in our future. So there you go. News from the state, and we'll be right back.
Daimio and Olson Law Group, where every client matters. Serving Newcastle, Elwood City, and Youngstown. Daimio and Olson handles criminal law, bankruptcy, civil matters, workers' compensation, personal injury, medical malpractice, divorce, wills, real estate, and many more legal issues. Call any one of their offices in Newcastle, Elwood City, or Youngstown with these phone numbers. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Daimio and Olson Law Group, where every client matters. Sponsorship for this program provided by the Ed and Dawn DeCarbo Funeral Home and Crematory Incorporated, with 2 locations, 941 South Mill Street, Newcastle, and 3000 Wilmington Road, Neshannock Township. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 Brothers Urban Bistro. It's where you want to go for your next dining experience. Here are just a few of the many choices on the menu. Char-grilled filet mignon, char-grilled salmon filet, chicken over rice, Icelandic cod, chicken marsala, and ask about the saku tuna, veal, and the surf and turf. Follow them on Twitter and Facebook for daily specials. Hours are Monday through Thursday, 11 to 10, Friday, 11 to 11, and Saturday, 4 to 11. 4 Brothers, located 331 East Washington Street, downtown Newcastle. Call 724-656-4980.
Welcome back, and yes, now it's time for Four Brothers 45 weather. And well, after last night's mostly cloudy low of 48, how's your Thursday looking? Partly sunny and 65. Yeah, the warm temperatures are kind of going, as we said, into this fall type atmosphere. Now there's a 40% chance of rain. And Thursday night, mostly cloudy, low of 49. Now, Friday, for those football games, partly sunny and 66. Friday night, partly cloudy, a low of 47. And Saturday, mostly sunny, a high of 68. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low around 47. Sunday, sunny and 71. Sunday night, mostly clear of 50. And as you go back to work and school on Monday, mostly sunny and 74. And, you know, the fall has set in. I'm wondering if we're going to get, you know, that early type winter. We'll be taking a look out. And we'll talk about all the predictions and what could be coming your way just here on Four Brothers 45 Weather. Now, we're going to take this break. We'll be right back.
And they can put your design on many items. They have decals for vehicles and signs for all your advertising needs. Great selection of sizes and styles of regular or glitter t-shirts. R&A can iron on a logo while you wait and can do any school logo. R&A Screen Printing, 1217 Moravia Street, Newcastle. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4. Call 724-652-2241.
Today's programming is brought to you by NCTV 45 and NC Radio 450, Newcastle's community television station.
NCTV 45, The Train, anytime on your time.
A special thanks to the YMCA for caring about the Lawrence County community and providing funding for this program. Programming made possible through a generous grant from Chuck Tanner's Restaurant, Wilmington Road in Newcastle. Always good to see you, and here's a great thing to do on a summer night or any night. Mary Mother of Hope on Thursday nights has bingo. Yes, kitchen opens at 5. early bird bingo at 6:30, regular bingo at 7. That's on Thursdays at Mary Mother of Hope. So we're going to take this break. We'll be right back with a whole bunch more after this.
There's more than meets the eye. You gotta give them a Newcastle a try. The right small town for living. Look around.
NCTV 45, The Train. Anytime on your time.
Welcome back, and we hope you've enjoyed NCTV 45's News Watch Nightly. We attempt to bring you news and views and stuff that is going on that probably affects you that you might miss from one day to the next. Now, tonight, it's Cooking the Castle, and there's a few surprises on that show, and I got to tell you, I know. And as you're sitting around tonight, make sure you tell a friend about NCTV 45. They'll be glad you did. And by all means, get a second cup of coffee and maybe another piece of pie. And have a pleasant evening in what I call the greatest castle in the world, in the county of Lawrence. Have a great evening, everybody, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
Got my ticket for the midnight plane, and it's not easy.